Hey, what's up? Yeah, Reginald F. Johnson here. So this is the first part of my Docker 100 series where I am going to actually be setting up Docker and creating a hello world Docker container. So the first part of this is that I did was I mimicked my old laptop. So my old laptop had a 4-core CPU, so 4 CPU cores and 8 gigs of RAM. So I created that in a virtual machine on my desktop. So it's mimicking that old hardware, and I installed Ubuntu Linux on it. So for a lot of these videos, I'm going to be using Ubuntu Linux because it's a beginner-friendly distro, and no, it's been reliable for me. So first thing I'm gonna do is get in here and actually install and set up Docker. So first thing we have to do is update our system. So we're going to type sudo apt update for that. And we got to enter in our password. So we're going to also create a Docker user and add it to a group after we install Docker. So you can also, so it says 132 packages can be upgraded. So another thing you could do after you run sudo apt update is run sudo apt upgrade, and it'll upgrade whatever it needs to on your system. Then you're going to put a -y. So putting that -y at the end, all it's going to do is say yes to any prompts that come up, because normally it'll say for each package or each application that is going to upgrade, it'll say, hey, do you want to install this? But you're going to say yes for everything. So that's what that -y is for. And then, does a bunch of nice stuff there. So this part takes a long time, so we're just gonna skip over this. Okay, now that that is done, we can go to the next step. And I'm just gonna type clear to clear this screen out, and we're gonna type sudo apt install docker.io, and then -y to skip any prompts that come up. So there we go. Just gonna hit restart later for now. I think that's maybe for something else. Okay, so now that is done. So now we're going to type, to actually configure Docker to start up every time that we start our system. We're going to put start system ctl start Docker. All right. Oh. There we go. Making a blunder. Sudo system ctl start Docker. That's my fault, folks. I'm actually going to leave that in the video just to show you, hey, you all make mistakes. Then I'm going to type sudo system ctl enable Docker. See, making mistakes. Sudo system ctl enable Docker. And boom, you now have your Docker servers enabled. Now the next thing we have to do is create a new user, and then add that user to the to the Docker admin group, so we can run those. So we can run all the Docker commands without having to go into our root or our admin account, because it's best practice on Linux to never run anything as root. You use root to set everything up, and then you create an admin that can run everything else on your system. You should only use root to set everything up, or in the case of an emergency, when one of your admin accounts isn't working, then you would use root. But it's very rare that you will really want to use root for anything. So first thing we're gonna do, well, I'm gonna clear this so for this whole screen because it's a mess. I'm gonna do sudo add user, and then the new user I'm just gonna type danger2. You can make this whatever you want to be. I'm using danger2 just for this example. Then it's gonna ask us for a new password for the user. So we're gonna type a password for the user. Then it's gonna ask you for a bunch of information. You can actually fill this out, you can skip it. So I'm gonna hit enter just to skip all this because this is just a lab. When you're creating a new user in an enterprise environment, you're gonna wanna fill this information out. But for the sake of this lab, we're just skipping it for now. And we've now added danger2 to the group, to just the group of our users now. So now what we have to do is now create the Docker group. So like I said, these are all best practices. This is all you want to, this everything that you would want to do before actually running your first Docker container that we're going to run. So I'm going to type clear again to clear the screen. I'm going to type sudo group add Docker. The group already exists. Okay, outstanding. So now we're going to type sudo user mod to add the user that we just created to the Docker group. Sudo user mod AG for admin group, which stands for admin group Docker, and then the user we created, which is danger2. And now it is added. Now to activate, so folks, for best practices, one thing that we can do here is just to log out. So we're gonna log out here at the top. There's a little power button. You hit that, and you're gonna hit just log out. So you have the danger2. We can log into it, or we can just log back into the first one that we had. We'll log back in, open the terminal up that we had before. Just want to make this bigger so everyone can see it. Hey, what's up, y'all? Reginald F. Johnson here. We're back. I've logged out, logged back in, and now we're going to actually run the Docker command and run the Docker container. So first thing I'm going to do is type docker run hello world, and it says permission denied trying to get to the Docker API. The reason being is we're not on our Docker user. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to type su space a dash and then another space and then the name of the user that is our Docker user, which will be the one that we created earlier. For me, it was danger2. For you, is whatever you actually created. So hit su space dash space danger2 or whatever you named it, and then you're gonna hit enter. It's gonna ask you for your password. You type the password that you created, and then boom, you should see the user now danger2 Ubuntu lab. So now we're gonna type docker run hello dash world. Unable to find an image locally, so boom, now it's trying to get it from the internet, and it ran the container. So I'm gonna make this a bit smaller so we can read it all. So as you can see, it says unable to find image hello locally, pulling from the library hello world. So it went to the internet to pull this, and it says, it gives you a number. It says pull complete, download complete, and it gives you the status, download a new image for hello world, the latest. And then it says No, this is straight from the Docker community. It says, hello from Docker. This message showed that your installation appears to be working correctly. To generate this message, Docker took the following steps. 1, the Docker client contacted the Docker daemon. The Docker daemon pulled from the hello world image from the Docker hub, which is hosted online. The Docker daemon created a new container from that image that runs the executable that produces the output you are currently reading. The Docker daemon streamed that output to the Docker client, which sent it to your terminal. To try something more ambitious, you can run an Ubuntu container with Docker, run it, and it shows you how to run a whole, and it shows you, hey, you can run a whole Ubuntu image with inside of Docker, like. So that is all. That is all for now. Hope this helps. See you in the next one. Peace.